It's time for the absolutely... I'm on my way! Completely! I'm almost there! Random! Why are there so many stairs? Podcast! Oh, jeez! With Andrew Rhodes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, February 6th, 2021. Holy crap. One more day to the Super Bowl, and who really cares who's playing in it this year? I mean, I've seen freaking ads for these gambling sites. It's like, oh, come bet money on the Super Bowl. Who cares? Neither of the teams interest me, so I really don't care. If you want to know what does interest me, the stuff that I found this week to talk about. Yeah, so like the following, for example. Google Stadia shutting down its internal studios and changing its business plan. Oh, that's fun. The 7-Elevens in Japan are going to be dishing up some Super Mario-style meals, which honestly is an interesting concept, I think. Polygon Pictures is teasing their Pacific Rim anime, and guess who's getting that one? I'll give you a hint. It starts with N and ends with X, and it's not good in between. An entire list of anime cliffhangers that leave you wondering to this day what in the fucking hell happened, and I can actually add a couple to that list. If you're wondering why Mass Effect's DLC is missing from the remaster, well, you might be interested to know. It's because of oh wait, I'll tell you that when I get to that topic. And of course, what podcast would this be if I did not have somehow, some way, a Studio Ghibli topic, right? Usually it's Pokemon, but this time it's Studio Ghibli. And of course, what's Studio Ghibli doing? Well, they're building a real-life Howl's Moving Castle. I'll let that one sink in for a moment. All this and more this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. But before we go any further into this, you know the song and dance by now, I'm sure you do. ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. I have a wide variety of crap for sale. Everything you could possibly ever want to have in your holy little hands. From movies, DVDs, video games, trading cards, some action figures, action figure parts, what have you. I have a wide variety of crap for sale on eBay. Come on, one person's trash is another person's treasure, am I right? So why not swing on by my eBay page? It's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. You can also follow me over on Twitter at Otaku Roads, and check out the official Web Designer 18 Facebook page. And don't forget while you're here on YouTube to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell, because new videos do come out. I know, it's been a while, but they do come out. So I'd like to start off and apologize this week if I sound a little stuffy. There's a long explanation that I will go into, and I discuss how my week went right now, but suffice it to say, I think I'm catching a cold, and there's a damn good reason for this. So, I'm sure a lot of you remember last Saturday's podcast, where pretty much in between, right at the start of it, like within the one topic, I got a phone call from my mom, who kind of rang my phone up and asked me some question that honestly I was not prepared for, but apparently she lost power in her room again. This is something that we were dealing with on Friday. I alluded to it in how my week went last week, and we honestly thought it was fixed. We figured, okay, it was something on the electric company's end, they fixed it, problem solved. So we called the electric company again, at least I did, put in a, hey, look, we only have half power, we have a partial power outage, can you help us? And apparently between me calling them up and me going to sleep, they called back, my mom handled them, and it's like, oh, well, this isn't our fault, you need to get an electrician. But then shortly after she was done talking to them, then the power came back like about an hour later. So we're like, okay, problem solved again. Well, Sunday morning, it went out again, the half power again, for the three rooms, being my mom's room, my grandfather's old room, the bathroom, and half of the living room. However, when this one went out, it also took out the heat and the water along with it. Now, I had already stockpiled some water up because we were expecting the freaking nor'easter from hell, and we got it. 26 inches fucking dropped on our doorstep. That's fun. Not to mention my back still hurts from shoveling, but yeah, so we ended up getting stuck with no heat, no water. I call Med Ed again, the freaking electric company, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, no, this is not our problem. I explained this to the woman last night. It's not our problem. You need to get a hold of an electrician. We are reading 240 volts coming in on both lines into your home. This is not our problem. This is a you problem, not an us problem. So a friend of ours gave us the number for an electrician who told us to call the electric company to begin with. And I call him back and I'm like, hey, our power's out. Electric company swears up, down, left, and right. It's not their fault. Well, can you help us? I know you're not going to be able to get out here because of the storm. Give us a call back. Monday. They call back Monday. And the guy's like, oh, okay. He's like, well, we're going through this whole thing. And then we finally get to, well, where are you? And I told him, he goes, oh, you want the other electrician that shares my name. Oh, my God. So we ended up having the wrong freaking number. So then my mom and I are like, oh, great. Our friend screwed us pretty good there. She didn't mean to. It was an accident. I do admit that. But she screwed us nonetheless. So then we call the other electrician. The other electrician's like, well, I can't get out there today because of the snow. I'm thinking to myself, no shit, Sherlock. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking it's a no shit moment there. I'm well aware of that. I was already figuring Thursday at the earliest I could probably get somebody here because of the snow. I mean, I was not expecting Mother Nature to drop 2 feet of snow on our frickin' front door. Believe me, I'm well aware you're not getting out here today. Then it's like, well, I'll try. It's like, if I can get dug out, I can probably get there Tuesday, provided I can get dug out. I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's fine. Tuesday works. Well, then, like I said, Monday night into Tuesday, we ended up getting 2 feet of snow. Mother Nature decided to play, hey, I don't like you anymore, and just screw us to the wall. So we ended up spending Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, until about 12 o'clock Wednesday with no heat and no water. The fire company, though, was really nice and lent us 2 portable space heaters, but we can't run them at the same time because we will pop the circuit, we'll break the circuit, we'll trip the circuit if we do. So we have to run one of them at a time. So it's who wants to have heat and who doesn't want to have heat. So I had my mom. My mom had the one for the kitchen pointed towards her. I had one in the living room with me, in the half of the living room that had power. And we're trying to do this. So, I mean, if you've been following me on Twitter, you've pretty much been keeping up with, as I put it, Ice Station Roads, but I also put that up on Facebook, on my own personal Facebook page, because it was cold, it was miserable. So the electrician came out then on Wednesday, and we got a decisive answer as to what our problem is. Our whole panel needs to be replaced. Yay! So we have to wait for the electrician's proposal. But at least the electrician, though, was nice about it. He wasn't really mad. He actually had an idea as to what the problem could have been, but apparently it wasn't that. Turns out water's just been getting into the electrical panel for years because the electric company never actually secured the outside right. But we can't, they're unliable for it, so that's fun. But he did fix it up, so we have heat and we have water. For how long, though, we don't know, because even he wasn't too sure about how well of a fix that's going to be, because the whole panel's completely fucked to hell. So that's fun. But, so we have no heat, or we have heat, we have water, we just don't have hot water. And the bathroom still has no power, but there's nothing we can do about that. So like, there's no power in the bathroom, there's no power in my mom's room, there's no power in my grandfather's old room, which is fine, nobody's in there, we're literally using that for storage right now. But yeah, it's fun, and I get to go back to work this coming week, so now I get to play the lovely game of, here, I get to go take a freaking ice-cold shower in the dark at 3:30 in the morning, so I can go to work. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Yeah. I'm mostly just waiting to see what the electric bill is gonna be for the 3 days we only had half power, and we still only have half power. I'm curious to see how the electric company is going to screw me on this, because I'm getting the feeling they're going to up and charge me and say, oh, well, you had full power the whole time. Oh, like freaking hell. I did not have full power. I still don't have full power. Half the house is freaking dark, so no, I don't have full power. You can go and kiss right the hell off. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that bill. But yeah, either way, we have to now wait for the electrician to give us the proposal and then go through all that. So hopefully it won't be an arm and a leg and we'll be back up to normal. If not, then we're just going to take this as we're screwed and just either A, make this our new life, which it ain't going to be, or B, find another place to go, which I'm getting the word feeling we're going to have to, because it all depends upon what the bill is going to be for the electrician to get this done. Because it'll have to be when the temperature's like 40 to 45 degrees, and when it's a lovely 6 to 8 hours we have free, because that's how long this is going to take. And I'm just thinking to myself, the labor cost on this is going to be astronomical per hour. Oh, God. Factoring in the parts and that probably aren't going to be that expensive. It's the labor that kills you. And I'm like, oh, God, this is going to suck. So if I sound stuffy, that's why. Because I'm kind of catching a cold here. Because, like I said, I've been living in an ice box. A literal ice box for like the last almost a week, basically. And yeah, it's not pleasant. It's not fun. We at least have power. I fixed it up by running an extension cord from the side of the living room that does work to the TV, so we can at least watch TV again, because it gets boring very fast. You can only be online for so long. I can only search for so many jobs for so long before I start getting kicked out of the system. So it's like, there's only so much you can do. And I'm like, we gotta watch. I gotta fix this up so we can watch TV. I'm getting tired of sitting here doing nothing. I mean, we have no microwave right now because it has no power to it. The kitchen has power. The dining room has power. The basement has power, and my room has power. That's it. It's 4 rooms out of the whole fucking house. Basically, the upper floor, the basement, and the kitchen and the dining room are the only places that have full power. The living room has half power because the other half of it's completely dark. Basically, everything from the front door going towards the right side of the house, if you're standing in front of the house, is blacked out. No power whatsoever, and that sucks. I mean, imagine no heat and anything. But I digress. That's literally how my week is gone. So I know it's been like 10 minutes, but that is literally how my week is gone so far. So there you go. That's been my week. So let's get into the podcast. It sucks, but let's get into the podcast, shall we? So in a move that, honestly, I don't think startled many people. I mean, there were some people that were online like, oh my God, what the hell? This can't be happening. No, and it's happening, definitely happening. So Google Stadia is shutting down its internal studios. And it's changing its business focus, according to an article on Kotaku. I love Kotaku. This has some really interesting topics. You can sign up for their newsletter. It's really good. Get articles delivered right to your email, right into your inbox. It's a lot of fun. But Google Stadia, the late 2019 streaming platform that promised to revolutionize gaming... I'm sorry, I couldn't hold that. I couldn't hold that in anymore. Revolutionize. That's a good one. All right. I promised to revolutionize gaming by letting users stream games without needing to own a powerful PC. Oh yeah, you mean like Alienware or just any freaking PC that's built to be a gaming PC? Okay, cool, I gotcha. But either way, they were doing this so that people wouldn't have to do that. Blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. However, it failed miserably. Let's put it this way: it didn't pull a Quibi. That's for sure. It did not pull a Quibi, but it failed miserably. And, of course, freaking... They just will not let this thing die with dignity. Hell, I wouldn't even let this die with dignity, to be honest with you. Let's say it's not going to go. But they're altering their course of getting out of the game-making business, and will now offer its platform directly to game publishers alongside offering Stadia Pro to the public. So, what the hell does that mean? Basically, they've admitted, oh, yeah, this was a mistake. And this was Google trying to stick their dick in too many pies, basically. You have Google did how many things? I remember back when I was in tech school, and that's going way back to 2007, 2008, okay? Google had Google Videos, literally Google Videos. This was before they actually owned YouTube. They had Google Video, and I remember pulling up a lot of old videos on there because you could download them. In fact, I think I still have a couple of them yet that I got off of there a long, long time ago because you could download them. It's like, oh, this is really cool. I think that's actually how I found. Actually, yeah, that was how I watched Digimon X Evolution. Was via Google Video, and it was a really good video. I'm not gonna lie, it's really interesting. I liked it. Good movie. It's really well. If you get a chance to watch it, I recommend it. But I just find this hilarious. In more ways you could ever imagine, do I find this hilarious as hell. Because this is Google basically admitting, okay, look, this was a mistake. You think this was a mistake? I mean, people were complaining they weren't getting their stuff. There was other issues that were going around. I don't remember every single one of them, but there was like a crap ton of issues. This was just a massive... This honestly was a mistake, and wholeheartedly. But the company announcing the news, though, through Kotaku, Kotaku began to hear rumblings from sources close to Stadia last week that Google services was heading for a major change. The game industry told Kotaku that Google was canceling multiple projects, basically any games slated for release beyond a specific 2021 window, though they believe games close to release would still come out. But however, we now have clarification. Google is going to close its 2 game studios located in Montreal and Los Angeles, and neither had released any games yet, and the closure is going to impact about 150 developers. One source familiar with Stadia operations said the company says it will try to find those developers new roles at Google. Yeah, there was a movie, it came out like years ago, it's called 21. It was like years ago. The one with counting cards, where Lawrence Fishburne was in it, a few other people whose names I don't remember. I just remember Fishburne because he played the freaking security guard for the casino. I wanted to break some people's legs. I remember that. But the teacher in that movie that's teaching the kids how to count cards had to replace the one person on the team, and he goes, he got a job working for Google. Well, what does that matter? He goes, I said he got a job working for Google, not Sizzler. It's like, yeah, you have a job working for Google. Google will pretty much find you another job, because it's like Google only hires really good talent. You really need to know what you're doing to get a job at Google. And if you just basically half-ass your job, Google ain't going to keep you. And if you can't keep a job at Google, that's a freaking problem, I think. But, yeah, I think Google will find them something else to do. It's like, look, we have, like, animations you could make. You're a developer. There's a whole slew of things you could do for us. You work for Google. You work for a family. I'm not going to say anything further than that. You can basically piece together that how you think. I've always said you never get in bed with family, but sure, let's just go with that. You're like a family with Google. All right, there. I've said my Google rantings now. Sorry, but apparently a veteran producer though, with this Jade Raymond, who helped build the Assassin's Creed for Ubisoft, moved on to EA several years ago before leaving to run game creations at Stadia, is exiting the company, though, according to Google. You figure if the people start jumping ship, that's not a good sign. Google's going to continue to operate the Stadia gaming service and its monthly $10 Pro service. You charge $10 a month? What the hell? Jesus Christ. I think it'd just be cheaper for people to do Steam and just buy a low-end PC and just play low-end Steam games. What the hell? Holy shit, that's just weird here. Okay, anyway. It's unclear how many, if any, exclusive games will still come to the service, though the company has indicated that it can still sign new games and will bring more third-party releases to the platform. It nevertheless will look to many like a drawdown of the plan to have Stadia run as a bona fide competitor to console platforms. So, basically, I guess what it means is that I guess Google wants to try to, instead of being a standalone platform, to basically get third-party support right off the bat and be like, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, and Google. We're going to have 4 heads now, whereas we have 3 heads. We have power. We have a balance in power here with 3. If you give us 4, that screws everything, because now all of a sudden you could have Google and Nintendo could gang up on Sony and Microsoft, or you could have Microsoft and Nintendo team up. It creates an unbalance in a way. I mean, you still have the unbalance with 3, but it's worse with 4, because 4 could deadlock it indefinitely. Because you could have, hey, look, you know, we're on board with this, jump on with us, let's screw Microsoft, and this would be Sony and Nintendo. And Google will be like, oh, no, I'm siding with Microsoft. Deadlocked. Or, hey, you know, the 3 of us want to gang up on Microsoft, you know, or the 3 of us want to gang up, let's take down Google, and all of a sudden Microsoft or Sony's like, no, I'm not game for that, or Nintendo's like, no, I'm not game for that. That creates a problem, because then you can deadlock 90% of it. With the 3-head system, it doesn't do that, because you could easily have, look, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, or, yeah, I actually had that right. Let's do it in my head really quick. But you could have, all of a sudden, Sony could go, hey, I'm not happy with what Microsoft's doing with this. I want to make something better. Do you want to come in with me? And Nintendo could be like, yay or nay, and side with either Microsoft or Sony, and it'd be 2 against 1. Whereas this one could deadlock it entirely. So if that's what Google's plan is now, God help us all, if that's what its plan is. The company plans to begin offering its Stadia tech to publishers, opening up the possibility for Stadia to become the streaming tech for other video game companies. Google's head of Stadia operations, longtime console executive Phil Harrison, will focus on pursuing these new partnerships. God, hoping they're going to freaking go Nintendo. I know it. Watch. Mark my words, they're going to go Nintendo. Watch. We see an important opportunity to work with partners seeking a gaming solution, all built on Stadia's advanced technical infrastructure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have no respect for Stadia. I'm sorry. I'm done. Harrison wrote, though, in a blog post, we believe this is the best path to building Stadia into a long-term, sustainable business that helps grow the industry. So, if those of you are trying to remember, how much did this piece of shit cost? Google initially offered Stadia in a $129 Founders Edition bundle, which included a custom controller, a Chromecast Ultra, used for streaming the games from Google's servers to a TV, and 3 months of Stadia Pro, a subscription service that granted access to certain games. Google promoted some exciting features, including the ability to let players pass control of a live-stream Stadia game on the fly to share save states of games, but many of them weren't available at launch and remained in testing phases. Basically, oh, we're still in the alpha phase on this, or oh, we're still in the beta phase on this. Oh, yeah, no, we're nowhere near this being done yet. Why did you say this was going to happen? Oh, no, no. The service's best moments may have been when its third-party ports showed off the strengths of the cloud gaming model, in which games can run well on just about any device with a screen and a strong internet connection. Notice how it says strong internet connection. Ubisoft games such as Assassin's Creed Odyssey ran well in Stadia. Destiny 2's Stadia support let players of that game drop in for an extra match or quest from their phone or laptop when they were far away from the regular gaming gear. Cyberpunk 2077 was faltering on everything else in December. It was running quite well in Stadia. Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077 has a slew of its own issues. Well, let's not get into that. Let's not get into that, shall we? But Stadia isn't quite done, though. The Stadia tech could still succeed by many accounts. Stadia runs great games. But as a game maker, Google appears to have packed it in, said one source familiar with Stadia's first-party operations, citing another tech giant's widely publicized failure to create video games. Google was a terrible place to make games. Imagine Amazon, but under-resourced. Oh, God. Can you imagine Amazon gaming? Oh, God, I just gave a fucking idea. Oh, God, sorry. Oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. Oh, man. I mean, there's more into this article. I did gloss over a couple things. You can check the article out for yourself. But there is an update. According from Raymond basically said, and I quote, "I am proud of the team we built at Stadia Games and Entertainment and the groundbreaking work on exclusive games for the platform. It was a difficult decision to make on a new opportunity, and I will be forever grateful to this team for everything we learned and achieved together." That was about her departure, Jade Raymond's departure from Stadia. So yeah, like I said, when the people start jumping ship, that's when you know that's not gonna end well. Look, they're jumping ship. That's a problem. That's a problem. When you start jumping ship, that's a problem. That's a big ass problem there when you start jumping ship. But yeah, so Stadia is basically, I guess now in limbo. It wants to. I swear to God, this is gonna be trying to become like another console, and we end up having 4, which I think was what Google's original plan was in a way. God help us. But if they just want to be like a streaming platform that kind of like merges onto other ones, still God help us. Either way, we're screwed 5 ways from Friday here. And it's not good in either way. But Jesus, we're royally boned here no matter what. Really, really, really hoping that we don't get screwed here, because this is going to suck if we do. But yeah, so Stadia, I guess, is done. I hope, at least for the most part. Like I said, it didn't pull a Quibi because it's been around for a couple years, so it at least has that regard. It didn't pull a Quibi. That's gonna forever go down in history as one of the greatest failures of all time. Quibi. I'm never gonna forget that. You know, when I think Japan and I think convenience stores, 7-Eleven really does not come to mind. I have never imagined 7-Eleven being in Japan, but apparently I know it exists, but I've just never pictured it. I just can't. Then again, I've been spoiled by anime with we can't have actual licenses in our series, say for Sony, who wants to basically show their shit everywhere. It's like, look, we'll pay for the extra. No, we'll pay for the extra. You want to have a game controller in here? You make sure it says SONY right there. Big ass letters. We'll back your ass for a whole year and a half, I guarantee it. Oh, we'll heavily sponsor you. So long as it says SONY in big letters right there on the controller. Can you do that for us? Thanks so much. Because it's true, if you ever actually watch that, if you ever actually watch anime, that does happen, but I digress. 7-Eleven in Japan is dishing up some Super Mario meals. Oh god, I can just imagine this. And by the way, there are actually English translations on these, so obviously they knew people from outside Japan were going to try these at some point. How, I don't know, because I think Japan's still under lockdown, I guess, or still having their state of emergency. I don't know, but yeah, this is going to be an interesting, unless they're going to be releasing them over here then, too, but oh, that'll be fun. Oh, Jesus Christ. I can just imagine that. But with Japan planning to extend a state of emergency... Okay, it is extended until March 7th, I think. So, yeah, okay. It's going to be a while before it's safe for Super Nintendo World to open, which... Yeah, it's piss poor timing, but you can't predict the future. If you could, we'd all be fucking millionaires right now, because we could all predict the lottery. But other outlets are allowing Japanese fans to experience their joy for all things Super Mario, including a specialty-themed train. And now 7-Eleven is getting ready to roll out with some limited edition Nintendo foods. Here you go. This is, I guess, is going to be Nintendo's next big idea. We're going to have the Nintendo restaurant. Restauranto, I guess you call it. I don't fucking know. But they have a bunch of Super Mario themed 7-Eleven meals, basically like the little crap you can get at a convenience store, which honestly, convenience store food is not the world's, it's not bad. It's not the world's greatest. I will come flat out and say that. It's not the world's greatest, but it's not bad at the same time. It's good. If you're on a budget and you just need something quick, it's good. I've gotten a couple sandwiches from my local convenience store, like 2 miles away. They are good sandwiches. Like a bag of chips and something to drink sometimes. It'll get costly, I won't lie, but if you just need something quick, like, look, I don't really feel like making myself something, let me just go up and get a sandwich. It's a good investment. It really is. It's not bad. But anyway. So we got like some Super Mario style meals here. You have a Mario wrapper. There's a Bowser one. I guess. Oh yeah. There's Yoshi. Peach has gonna be like some type of a yogurt thing. I can't tell because it does. This is actually the only thing that doesn't say what the fuck it is, as well as the fire flower, but I can kind of guess. And the star, which is a pudding. I wasn't sure if this was a pudding or not, but apparently it is. So these foods, though, are only going to be available for a limited time. They're going to be available from February 5th to the 24th. And buying them, you will also have the 7-Eleven app, puts people in the running for a different prize, including a Nintendo Switch. So you figure, what better way to basically cross-promote our ass than to have 7-Eleven give away a Nintendo Switch, or one Nintendo Switch. You have a chance to win a Nintendo Switch by ordering the Super Mario-themed items. So let's go through with what we got here. So we have, by the way, you can pull up the article if you want. I'll pause for a second here. You can pull up the article and follow along. For those of you at home, boys and girls, follow along with me, shall you? Shall we? Let's play the Fall of the Bouncy Ball. So if you have the article up, which you should by now, I'll give you some more seconds. Okay, we're good. All right. So from the top here, we have Super Mario. We have Mario's wrapper. It's a croquet egg salad. So croquette egg salad. So no, that does not. No. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I was looking through some of these, I thought like a couple of them looked good. Then I read what they were. So it's a croquette egg salad sandwich type thing. It looks good, but I'm not much for egg salad, so I'm out. So sorry, Mario, it's not happening. Underneath that, we have Bowser and his fried chicken and chili sauce. Now, if it wouldn't have the chili sauce, I would be all for this, but it's got chili sauce. I'm not a fan of chili, so I'm out. The fried chicken, though, looks so damn good. I'm not gonna lie. God, that looks good. Damn, that looks good. Okay, next we have Yoshi and his custard and whipped cream. Looks like it's a bun. Oh boy. No. Custard and whipped cream. Yeah, I'm out. Sorry. Princess Peach, which I'm assuming this is either a yogurt or a parfait. I cannot tell what the hell it is. It doesn't say what the hell it is. Unlike the rest of them, it doesn't say. I'm assuming it's a parfait from how it looks, but I could be wrong. Please let me know in the comments if anybody in Japan listens to my videos, which if you do, first off, thank you. It proves that I get further outside the U.S. than I thought. If you've bought one of these, please tell me what the hell Peach's item is. I'm assuming it's a parfait. I'm hoping it's a parfait. I'm assuming it's a parfait. It could be yogurt. I don't know. Please tell me if you know what it is. I'm curious. We have the fire flower, which I'm assuming is a meat bun. Again, I would like some clarification on that too, if possible. And then right at the bottom, we have the star pudding. Now, this is what I actually was kind of thinking it was pudding. I couldn't read what it said, but then somebody on Twitter had bought one, and they were like, oh yeah, time to try the Super Mario pudding. I'm like, okay, so it is pudding. Okay, I was right in my assumption. But yes, it's pudding. It's actually kind of an interesting look, I will admit, but at the same time, I mean, it's just this freaking yellow pudding, and it's in the shape of a star in the container. It's a gelatin, basically. It's I will admit, though, the bun with the fire flower on it does look pretty cool. Yeah, Princess Peach and her, I swear to God, it's a parfait. It's got to be a parfait. Tell me it's a parfait. It's got to be a parfait. It's got to be. You got Yoshi and his, what I'm assuming is bread roll bun thing. I will not deny that Bowser's looks about the most tempting, but if it wouldn't be chili sauce, I would be all for that one. But it's chili sauce. I just, sorry. And Mario, I'm out on definitely because I'm not a salad type of guy. But no, the fried chicken, that one does look good. It's just that I just can't get behind chili sauce. I just can't. That looks about the best out of all of these. that looks like the most tempting. I mean, they couldn't have given me like a drink or something on here too. I mean, I would have really liked a drink. We could have had oh god, Luigi could have been involved in this somehow. You could have made Luigi a drink. There you go. You could drink Luigi. There you go. Drink Luigi. But no, these look. I won't deny these kind of do look pretty interesting. Definitely something that you would want to at least buy, get your hands on. Especially, I mean, the wrappers alone, I think, are probably going to be worth a crap ton. Somebody will buy these things, take the wrappers, clean the wrappers. It's sort of like the soda can thing years ago. There's like a bunch of... This is back when I was a kid. When Star Wars Episode 1 came out, they had, depending on which soda you bought, you could get different Star Wars characters from it. Mountain Dew had some. Pepsi had some. All the Pepsi products had it, but it was like different people, different characters per can, per product. And there was an entire thing, people were collecting those. I remember in school, they were collecting them like freaking trading cards. And it was impressive. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, so we have, we're getting soda cans. And, I mean, it's an interesting thing. I mean, I collected a bunch of the Coca-Cola themed ones with the, like, the bears on it. I got 12 of them. I emptied them out, cleaned them out, stuck them in a nice box that literally was one of the Coca-Cola can boxes that I held on to. And, yeah, it was nice. I liked it. And I still have them. In fact, me and my friends should be holding on to them for me unless they got destroyed, in which case it's no real love loss. They're just Coca-Cola cans. It's not really worth anything, but it's sentimental value to me. But if she's still holding on to them, that's great. If not, okay. If they got destroyed, that's fine, too. But, yeah. This, I think somebody will probably buy, like, one of each of these and just, like, clean off the wrapper. Now, okay, granted, though, I don't think you're going to be able to save the meat bun wrapper. It may not be worth anything, but the peach cup might be worth something. I don't know. The star thing, maybe not. But, yeah, I mean, Yoshi, Bowser, and Mario's wrappers, I think somebody will probably get those, take the thing out, like, probably cook it up a little bit, how it is, pull it out and not throw the wrapper away, just, like, clean the wrapper off and hold on to the wrapper, because, like, hey, this might be worth something, like, 10, 20 years from now, because it's the 35th anniversary. So, yes, it might be worth something, but you never know. But still, pretty cool, and you get a chance for a Nintendo Switch, apparently, so, I mean, who the hell doesn't own a Switch? Well, okay, I don't own a Switch, but then again, I don't have any inkling to buy a Switch. Unless they're going to bring out Golden Sun on the Switch. Even then, it would really be a tough sell for me to buy a Switch just for that. It really would be a tough sell. I'd be like, oh, do I really want to get a Switch just to get Golden Sun? Ooh, that's a tough decision. I want to say no, but part of me wants to say yes, but I'll have to download shit and all that other fun bull crap, and no. Yeah, I'd probably have to... That would be a hard pass for me, like a really, really, really hard pass. I'd be kicking myself pretty hard on that, but yeah. But either way, this is kind of interesting. So, if you get a chance to check those out... By the way, like I said, if anybody over in Japan got their hands on one of these and listens to my podcasts, please tell me what in the hell Peach's thing is. I'm pretty sure the Fire Flower is a meat bun, but please tell me what the hell Peach's thing is. I swear to God, it looks like a parfait. I can't tell. It's killing me. I gotta know. Please tell me if you know. Please tell me if you know. Oh, God, I gotta know. Alright, so Netflix is teasing Polygon Pictures' Pacific Rim anime. And first off, I want to go on the record and say this. While I'm not a fan of live-action adaptations of anime, if you take a science fiction property and you change it over from real life to animation, I don't have that big of a deal with it. I'm not pleased with it, but I don't have that big of a beef with it. It's one of those, I'll just scoff, but I'll still check it out if I can, because it's science fiction. You get more liberties with animation than you do with real life when it comes to science fiction. And it's true. Because science fiction, if you want to do it live action, it's a lot of CGI. It's a lot of special effects. You gotta really piss the money out. Whereas animation, it's not as much as you would imagine to do. You can add in explosions. You can add in stuff. Just gotta render it. But it's a lot easier than it would be to make an actual live action. Like, let's say you went to have a robot like explode into massive pieces. It's a lot easier to do it in animation than it is in live action. So yeah, but anyway, a couple years ago, apparently Netflix announced plans for Pacific Rim anime. I think I talked about this. I don't remember. I probably did. Knowing me, I probably did. It probably pissed me off. But yeah, so this is basically working on from people over at Polygon Pictures. It's called Pacific Rim: The Black. That's a really good way to board that. It's currently locked in for a streaming debut this March. So, of course, it's on Netflix. And for those of you that don't know my feelings on Netflix, let me put it to you this way. Netflix sucks. There we go, I said it. The Pacific Rim anime follows a pair of siblings and their battered Jaeger as they battle across a kaiju-ravaged Australia in search of their parents. And you can see a quick teaser trailer below because, yeah, it's a quickie. Do I have a beef with this? No. Pacific Rim is a good movie. I did not see Uprising, though. I don't even think I own it. I know I got the first one because I liked the first one. I saw the first one in theaters with my buddy and his, I think at the time, fiance. I want to say fiance, if not wife. But either way, I saw it with them when it was in theaters. And I remember saving their seats from this old lady that wanted to come in and sit there. And I'm like, no, I said, they're taken. But they're not sitting there. I said, yeah. I said, they're at the concession stand. Oh. She got a little pissed off at me. I'm thinking to myself, well, it's not my fault. They're at the concession stand. Whereas I walked in like 2 minutes after the movie started, and she didn't even look over to see if they had food or not. So, she didn't call my bluff. She didn't call my bluff. But, yeah, so I remember watching the original Pacific Rim movie. It was good. It's one of my favorites. I did not see Uprising, though. I know it came out. I just did not see it. Not for a lack of wanting to, for a lack of, I just didn't go to see it because I didn't have the time and or the money, and I just didn't have a chance, and it came out on DVD and that, I just never got it. I never even got Ready Player One, and I really want to see Ready Player One. I haven't even seen that movie. I've seen clips, I've seen the Cliff Notes version of it, I have not seen the movie, though. It's on my list. Believe me, Ready Player One is on my damn list. But yeah, I have no problem about this. So, from the plot of it, at least from what they're saying here, it definitely sounds like your run-of-the-mill anime series of, you know, protagonists are going to try to find something. You're looking at a post-apocalyptic style ideal, so basically Australia here, ravaged by kaiju. So, yeah, this definitely, I'm getting like some, I want to say, Gurren Lagann vibes from this. In a way, you think Kamina and Simone, in a way, I mean, they weren't actually siblings, but they were really, really close. Yeah, I'm getting like feelings like that, in a way that, you know, this kind of works. And I think this would work as an anime. I'm not going to lie. But like I said, it's giant robots. It's sci-fi. How do you fuck up sci-fi? You don't fuck it up in the anime world. Unless you have really piss-poor writing and you try doing what Buddy Complex did and you make it really confusing, then end the damn thing with 2 OVAs you gotta look up on fucking YouTube, and you've been watching the goddamn series on Tubi. Yeah. That's the only way I can see you screwing this up. Otherwise, it's not that bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that bad of a concept. I kind of like it. But at the end of the day, it just matters how well it does. And keep in mind, this is a freaking Netflix production. Netflix. Keep in mind, my thoughts on Netflix. Not the world's greatest. I'm not a fan of Netflix. I don't like Netflix. I'm not happy with Netflix. Netflix and I do not have a good understanding of one another right now. I'm still pissed at the majority of the stuff that they've done. Let me give you a little rundown here. Neon Genesis Evangelion, Cowboy Bebop. Need I say more? No, seriously, need I say more? I think those two just stand alone on themselves as the top rungs here. But, no, this actually does seem pretty interesting. I don't know let me put it this way. Aside from maybe the Pirates and that taking it off Netflix, I don't see us ever getting a chance to watch it unless you actually have Netflix. I don't do Netflix, so I'm not going to be watching it. Aside from maybe clips that'll probably be popped up on YouTube. But yeah, otherwise, this looks interesting. Sounds interesting. Definitely something that bodes well, I want to say. And from the screenshot here, they definitely have how the Jaegers work perfectly, because the Jaeger is a two-pilot system, because if you remember in the first movie, you cannot have one person pilot a Jaeger. It is possible, but that person is going to be damaged, and they have to be really strong to be able to do it. As we knew at least two people that did it, Pentecost and what the hell was the guy's freaking name, the character, the main guy in the movie, I can't think of his name. Beckett, I think that's what his name was, Beckett. Him and Pentecost were the only two to actually run solo missions, because Pentecost lost his drift partner in the one, and, well, we all know what happened to Beckett's brother. He was literally ripped out of the Jaeger. If you haven't seen the movie, he was literally ripped out of it by the kaiju. He was still connected, so his brother felt everything that he felt as he was being killed, which not exactly a good way to go. And he took over control of the... Basically, he took over control of the Jaeger and managed to get it to shore, so they're one of the only two people that were able to run solo missions, so that's sort of impressive, I want to say. But, yeah, either way, they definitely have the cockpit in this perfect. You can tell from how the Jaeger pilots are. Definitely with the two-pilot system, they have the layout right. Yeah, this definitely seems interesting. I'm more or less curious how they got this. I mean, we're going to have like a Gundam-esque style. They came across the Jaeger, and they're going to use that to find their parents, or were they already training to be Jaeger pilots? Because they kind of seem pretty skilled, but it would give a lot more interest to the series if they just stumbled upon it, sort of like a Gundam-esque. Amuro Ray stumbles upon the Gundam, and all of a sudden it's like, oh crap, this is a machine for war. And, or even like Godaner, when Anna found Mira's old, robot, something like that. I don't know, something like that would probably be pretty interesting. But either way, looking forward to this, really am. I'll never see it though, but clips are my best friend in this. Definitely going to be my best friend in this, because I'm never going to be getting Netflix just to watch this. The day I get a Netflix subscription just to watch anime is the day I will turn in my Weeb card. That is it. That is the day I will turn in my Weeb card. I will go, look, I no longer need this. I have sullied the good name of being a Weeb. I have sullied it by signing up for Netflix just to watch anime. Take my damn card from me, please. I don't deserve it anymore. That'll be the freaking day. That will be the day. But yeah, otherwise, this is not a bad idea. This is pretty cool. And, yeah. What else can I say about it? Alright, so if you were already looking forward to the Studio Ghibli theme park, well, now you might have a chance and make this something that really, really wants to catch your interest now. If you weren't before, you might be now. Basically, what the hell am I talking about? Well, the theme park, which is going to be located in the Aichi Prefecture, revealed that a real-life Howl's Moving Castle will also be built in the grounds. Now, for those of you that don't know what Howl's Moving Castle is, it was a Studio Ghibli film by Hayao Miyazaki, or, as I always call it, Hayao Miyazaki. I don't know why I always say it that way. It just sounds so cool. I don't know. The castle will not move, though, and it's going to be a smaller one than in the movie, because you figure, if you look at the freaking poster down here at the bottom of what the actual castle looks like from the movie, that sucker is the size of a fucking mountain. Do you realize how much it would cost to make that in this day and age? Holy shit. So it's not going to move, and it's going to be smaller than the one in the movie. Well, no shit. If you could actually make a moving structure like that where everything's going to stand perfectly still, that'd be a miracle in itself. However, as Tokyo Shimbum notes, it will be as tall as a 4 to 5 story building. Above is a concept art of the structure, which is going to be located in the park's Witch Valley area. They're assuming that the finished version is going to be painted. I'm assuming that too, because that looks kind of it's interesting, but yeah, you got to paint that. I mean, it's not that difficult. You literally have a reference picture right here. You just got to age the paint. It's not that difficult. But as previously announced, there's also going to be a Princess Mononoke Village. You get a concept art and the idea of what to expect for that, which, not exactly anything to write home about. The park's going to be divided into different areas. You have Ghibli's giant warehouse is filled with all sorts of Ghibli stuff. The Don Doko Forest is Totoro themed. Princess Mononoke Village is self-explanatory. It's Princess Mononoke's village. Springtime of Life Hill has attractions modeled after The Cat Returns and Whisper of the Heart. Witch Valley features Kiki's Delivery Service and Howl's Moving Castle attractions. Kiki's Delivery Service is actually one of my favorite Ghibli films. That, Spirited Away. I think there was a third one. Wasn't there a third one? There was a third one. Oh yeah, Ponyo. That's it. I was like, wait a minute, there's a third Ponyo. That's it. I know that there's three. Because Kiki's Delivery Service was the one that I always liked. And yes, I will say this. Yes, I watched it on Toon Disney for the longest time before I bought the DVD, so bite me. I just liked the movie, okay? I always have. Every time it was on, it was usually on a Wednesday. I always watched it. I always enjoyed watching it. You can never take that joy away from me. It's always a memory that will stay very near and dear to my heart. But yeah, the theme park is going to open in fall of 2022, hopefully. Princess Mononoke Village and Witch Valley will open a year later. So in other words, you're going to have to wait until 2023 to actually visit Howl's Moving Castle and the Kiki's Delivery Service thing and Princess Mononoke's Village. Which, if you look at this thing as to if this is supposed to be what it's going to be, yeah, I can assume why. This does kind of look like it's going to be a little more in-depth than the other ones. But yeah, this actually sounds like a pretty cool idea. And if you remember, if you've ever seen like documentaries on how Disneyland and Disney World were made, you will know that making a theme park is not as simple as, oh, here, let me just put this down and I'm going to instantly have access to every single problem. It's all going to be answered right here. But this magic device called a computer, and it's going to solve all my problems. It takes time to build this shit. You could easily have a look. Materials might be bad. Construction could get screwed up. There's a whole slew of things that can happen. And you just need to understand this could happen, this could happen, and this could happen, all before it actually ever gets done. So there is that little scenario as well. But still, it's not a bad idea. I do kind of like the concept of it. But I was never a fan of Howl's Moving Castle. So, yeah. It's one of those Ghibli films that I just really couldn't get into. I couldn't. I tried, I watched it, I didn't like it, I never watched it again, so, yeah. Yeah, it's just that. I just didn't like it. It just wasn't a, it wasn't a thing for me. It didn't tickle my fancy, it didn't excite me, but if you're looking forward to this, though, go for it. 2022, the theme park's supposed to open. 2023, then, for Witch Valley and Princess Mononoke Village. And, yeah, look forward to that. You know, you never know. Might be good. Alright, so if you got the remastered version of Mass Effect's entire thing, you're probably wondering what the hell happened to the DLC, right? There's like some DLC content and it's missing. Well, here's the problem. So on May 14th, Mass Effect Legendary Edition is going to be bringing the 4K versions of the original Mass Effect trilogy, plus most of its downloadable content to PS4, Xbox One, and the PC. Okay, it didn't come out yet. I thought it had, but then again, there might have been some release copies that may have came out beforehand for people to get their hands on and experiment with. However, one single-player expansion is notably absent. The first game's Pinnacle Station. According to an interview with Game Informer, the original source code was corrupted. That's right. So Pinnacle Station marks an odd moment in the original trilogy. Rather than a narrative-driven expansion like the third game's venerable Citadel DLC, Pinnacle focused more on gameplay, serving up about a dozen timed combat missions, wave battles, and other general tasks. It gave a taste of Mass Effect multiplayer without the multiplayer. A true cooperative mode with other players wouldn't come into the series until 2012's Mass Effect 3, but multiplayer won't be returning for the Legendary Edition. So the Pinnacle Station expansion was not developed by BioWare, much of the franchise was, but instead by the Boston-based Demerge Studios. And I probably mispronounced that, and I do apologize. In developing Legendary Edition, BioWare and EA hit up Demerge for the original Pinnacle Station files, but much of the data was corrupted. This meant BioWare would need to recreate Pinnacle Station if it was going to make it into the Legendary Edition. Instead, the DLC was left on the table. And in all honesty, if it's nothing that's really going to be driven story-wise, who cares? It would basically take us another full 6 months just to do this with most of the team we've got, according to Mac Waters, the game director on the Legendary Edition, told Game Informer. I wish we could do it, honestly, just because this is meant to be everything that the team ever created, brought together again, all in the single-player content. And so leaving it all on the cutting room floor, it was heartbreaking. And, yeah, I mean, I get the feeling of it, because you figure, okay, we weren't exactly, looking forward to, oh crap, now we're screwed, we can't do this. But at the same time, you also have to realize, hey, we do kind of have this, you have other stuff in this other than the one DLC. Sure, okay, we really would have liked to have had this DLC, but is it really going to take away everything if you don't have the one? Now, granted, yes, it might for some people, so this could be a deal breaker if you pre-ordered it. But unfortunately, if you didn't, or if you got a review copy and you found out about it, because I'm wondering how people knew this was missing before they told everybody. Somebody had to have gotten a review copy, like magazines and that had to have gotten a review copy, and that's how it got out. So, yeah, according to an interview, I'm guessing a review copy. I really am. Here's a review copy of, the demo, the basic stuff that we have. You're not getting the full game yet. And that's probably how they knew, hey, what happened to Pinnacle Station? We had to cut that. The DLC's corrupted. Okay. And it does happen. I mean, programming files can get corrupted. Computer files can get corrupted. There are ways to fix that, but it takes more time and effort than it's worth. And depending on how bad the corruption was, it may not even be fixable. So, yeah, in all honesty, I would be more inclined to just say, screw it, chuck the damn thing in the trash can, and leave it on the cutting room floor and go, look, we tried, we couldn't get it, there's nothing more we can do, we're sorry for everybody that was looking forward to it, but that's all we can do. And honestly, I wouldn't be too heartbroken about it. I'm not planning on buying it, I'm not a fan of Mass Effect, but I thought other people might find this interesting. But yeah, so if you were looking forward to the Pinnacle Station DLC part being in the Mass Effect Legendary Edition, sorry, but you're going to be SOL on this one. And for those of you that don't know, that means shit out of luck. Because of the corrupted source files, the source code's corrupted. Nope, you're screwed. Sorry. But, it does happen, and not every game in the world is going to be able to be remastered perfectly. I mean, look at all the trouble they were having. I remember years ago, Funimation, then were having issues with the, I think it was the Blu-ray for Dragon Ball Z Kai of the Buu Sagas. They're like, look, the footage is really grainy, really bad. If we try doing this, it distorts it too badly. We're afraid we're going to start damaging the files at this point. And, this does happen depending on how old the game is, and on top of which, this wasn't even done in-house. It was done by an outside group, so this wasn't done by BioWare. So, of course, that makes a difference. Yeah. It was done by Demerge Studios, so yeah, it wasn't done by BioWare or EA, so it wasn't done in-house, it was done outside. So, because of that, that is going to make a difference, and it's a huge one at that, because outside sources could easily have, look, our computers crashed, we were affected with a virus, files were deleted, destroyed, damaged, insert hundreds upon thousands of reasons why here, and you have the same song and dance of, well, we don't have the computer files anymore, we don't have the source code files, we can't do it. And yeah, that's basically what happened here. They're corrupted beyond repair. It would take them months to redo it. They just don't have that time because they want to bring the game out on time. And yeah, so it's something's missing. That's all it is. But you'll still have like the decent fun game. You're just not getting the one version, the one DLC. So it's still, pretty cool. You're getting the Mass Effect trilogy. It's going to be bringing the 4K version of the Mass Effect trilogy, the original one, and plus most of it's downloadable content. So you're still getting a majority of the game. You're just not getting one part. So it's not a love loss in a way, unless you were dead set on, I really wanted to replay that again. But otherwise, it's not that bad of a loss in a way, but it's a loss nonetheless. But yeah, it's one of those, take it what you, that's basically it. Just take it as it is. There's really nothing much you can do. There are people in the comments here. I was reading the ones like, this really bugs me still. Can't believe they omitted one of the best parts of the series from the revisit. I really had my hopes up for the 2021 modernized version of that Mass Effect 3 co-op, because there's not going to be any multiplayer in this. The plus side, as I have discovered recently, is that the co-op was so good you can still effortlessly find matches with other players today, some 8 or so years later on the original one. So, yeah, there are people finding pluses and negatives to all of this, and it's basically just how you're going to interpret this. If you're upset about it, you're upset about it. If you're not upset about it, you're not upset about it. There's only one way to go with this, either up or down. You can't take the middle ground. Because in all honesty, it is what it is. I mean, shit happens, and shit happens for a reason. If we could predict the future, if we could offset all of this, we'd all be freaking millionaires. Like I said, if we could predict the future, we would be rich beyond our wildest dreams. I can't predict the future. You can't predict the future. Nobody can predict the future. That's what happens. So, yeah. Shit happens. It's what happens, right? So when it comes to series that just end, it's something that bothers me. When the series ends well, I'm happy. When it ends pissed poorly, I'm pissed. When it ends on a cliffhanger, let's put it this way. You've all heard me bitch about reboots ending. And then the Guardian Code came out, and ugh, God, no. But when it comes to anime, it's even worse because somewhere down the road, somebody's going to ask the inevitable question, what happens next? And if it ends on a cliffhanger, that's never a good sign. But there's some anime cliffhangers that have left fans wondering to this day. And this is a topic that came from Otaku USA magazine. And I kind of did not know a couple of these. I really didn't. But one I did kind of remember. And I could throw a couple in here myself. Because just freaking ends. Never, we don't know anything that's going to happen next. Just freaking ends. There's a couple that I could throw into this too. But anyway, is there anything more satisfying than a well-written anime ending? No. If it's well-written, it sucks you in for that perfect ending. It squeezes the heart, and you just feel the feels, and you're good. It feels so good when all the threads come together, just get pulled in the right direction. Everything's just perfect. It's great. All the questions get answered. All the, plot lines are tied up in a nice deep bow. It's rewarding to see your devotion pay off when you've spent so long watching the show, being a fan of it, discussing it online with your friends, annoying family members, stuff like that. And then sometimes anime rewards us. That was in air quotes there, by the way, with the eternal cliffhangers, the things from hell that make you just retch the thought of a cliffhanger. And for those of you that are waiting for the infamous joke, here it is, from that Between the Lions. Cliffhanger can't hold on much longer. Yeah, it's freaking cliffhanger galore. How are you going to survive this? See, now most seasons, like, I know, like, a lot of shows, if the season ends on a cliffhanger, it's to draw your ass in to the next season. I got suckered in with ER a couple times with that. There are some other shows that I watched that had a really good cliffhanger ending. Eureka Season 4 had a really good cliffhanger ending. Of course, Season 5, they phoned it the fuck in, but they had their reasons. But, yeah. But whether it's a deliberate move or an inescapable reality, which you'll find out in a moment, we will likely never get closure for these 5 shows. Are there any other cliffhangers that are still driving me crazy to this day? Yeah, I want to say mine first before I go into this list. So, for mine, I watched the show. I had 3 of the 4 DVDs, and I sold them then. It was a show called Great Dangayo. It's an anime series. Basically, 3 teens pilot this robot, try to save the world, and the final episode, they get their ass whooped. You can actually find the Japanese version of this. I found it on YouTube. They just get destroyed. They go up against 3 high-powered enemies, and they can't even scratch them. They are just getting torn apart. They combine to make Dangayo. They're figuring, okay, because they just defeated their main foe, and these 3 just pop up out of nowhere, and they're like, oh crap, it's another challenge. So they're trying to take them on, and they just get destroyed. They get wrecked beyond wrecked, and you can just feel like every pulse-pounding moment, like, what the hell's going on here? And yeah, that's basically it. So for me, it's like, that was an interesting ending, because then all of a sudden this other robot just shows up out of nowhere, blows the crap out of them, out of the 3, and just flies off into the distance, and it's like, what the hell was that? And it's like, you need to find out what happens next. You have to look around and everything else. It's like, what the hell? I've watched, this is like a few, some of these are even robot related, like mech genre. You had Getter Robo, I think it was Armageddon, that ends, for me it ended on a bit of a cliffhanger, because I'm like, what the hell's gonna happen? It's like every single reality version of the 3 main pilots are going off to face this inevitable, fight, and I want to see the fight, and that's where the series ends. I'm like, what the hell? No! That's where it ends. I'm like, what the hell? No! I want to see what happens next! Tell me what happens next, damn it! There are half a dozen that end on a freaking cliff, at least for me, that end on a cliffhanger. It's like, I want to know what happens next, you don't tell us. Especially those 2. But then you have ones that just end, like, 1 season and it's done, and it's like, no, there's still episodes left, like, are they ever going to get back home? And it's still a cliffhanger, like, The Devil is a Part-Timer. Do they ever go back to Enta-Isla? Does, the Church of Enta-Isla try coming after Sadao again? What about Sadao and, his co-worker? Do they ever get it on? Because there's, like, a hint of a relationship here. What about, the hero Amelia? Did she ever finally get off her fucking high horse? What the hell happens here? What about the, poor jackass that was shoved into the freezer that kind of popped out, had no memory of what the hell happened, and was madly in love with the manager of the McDonald's? All these things are questions that, damn it, I need answers to, and they ended on a goddamn fucking filler episode, where Sadao basically almost gets out-deviled by somebody that out-devils the devil. I love that. They out-deviled the devil. And then the devil had to out-devil the devil in them. So it's basically, he got out-deviled, and then he had to out-devil the one that out-deviled him. Go figure on that one. I'll let you run that one through your head. But there's a lot of them. There's I think Library Wars would be a good one. It just ends, I think, really stupidly. I've watched it. Oh my god, it's begs so many questions that have to be fucking answered, and they never answer them. So many fucking questions that need answering. Divergence Eve. There's a freaking slew of series that I swear to God you could basically 100% go through and go, hey, this is missing, this is missing, this is missing, what the hell happens here? There are cliffhanger endings galore. You just need to look around. But some of these, though, are pretty intense. I'm going to start from the bottom of the list and work my way up. So, the one here is Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt. And for those of you that don't remember what this was, think back a long time ago. 2010 was when the series aired its final episode. This was that weird show. It had weird animation, weird art style, and yes, I do know the difference for the thousandth time. I do know the difference. However, if the art style is bad and the animation is moving said art style, it's bad animation. Because no amount of animation can make bad art look good. So I'm throwing both of them under the same bus on this. Because bad animation is still a productive equivalent of bad art. So there, suck it up, deal with it. That's my point. But when they pulled the rug out from under everybody, the final episode, I kind of remember it because, and don't ask me who each of these characters were, I cannot remember. I just remember the dark-haired goth girl slicing and dicing the blonde chick, and that was it. I don't know which one was which in this. I remember a foot coming out of the sky, kicking something. I remember a whole slew of what the hell moments here, and I'm just like, no, I'm done. And so is everybody else. I saw the clip, and I'm like, I'm done. Screw this. I'm done. Nope. Though they're thinking that this is probably the only ending that this show could have had because of the weirdness that it had. But it baffled a lot of people, audiences, and its own characters. In particular, anime Cliffhanger, though, seemed to be anything but, as by all appearances, it promised a second season, but you never got it. It's like, yeah. Sort of like the cliffhanger at the end of DBZA. I'm never going to forget that, you guys. Season 4, we will return for Season 4 a couple months later. We cannot even write the script for BoJack. Well, BoJack sucked as a movie. That's why you can't write the script for it. BoJack sucked as a movie. I would have just went for like some fresh faces, some fresh ideas, pitched it out to like some of the fans, and took some of their ideas and throw that stuff to the wall and see what stuck, and then try to make the line from there. But no, they never wanted to do Season 4. They never wanted to do the Boo Saga. They specifically stressed during their one DBcember video that they hate the Boo Saga. So it's like, they're never gonna do Season 4. Oh, well, copyright issues. You guys have fought the copyrights half a dozen times. You have other stuff that you're doing under the belt. If you guys get stuck on a copyright claim, just move to the other stuff temporarily. You still have money coming in. What you did for DBZA was a non-profit, fan-based parody. You specified it, you stressed it, you were just getting copyright botted struck like everybody else. And the thing was, at the end of the day, you could easily fix that. You were doing stuff outside of it. You had your own website. You had like countless other things, including merchandise. You were still making some money. You just weren't making it directly off of Dragon Ball Z Abridged. So their entire argument I could poke holes in, but I just give up at this point. But that's a perfect example of a cliffhanger that gives you the promise of another season, but you're never going to get another season. That alphas so many freaking shows. But yeah. So Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt is definitely one on this list. I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, and I'm going to try. Mazinger Edition Z, The Impact. It still hasn't cashed its check. I love that line, by the way. That's one of the best. So Mazinger Edition Z, The Impact, did the aforementioned Nagai, what Giant Robot did for Mitsuryu, I guess, bringing together several of the creator's works under the umbrella of his best-known robot. The Impact also revitalized the original Mazinger manga. It also left us with one of the most massive anime cliffhangers out there, and one we can probably never expect to see resolved. I don't know anything about the canon, but it's big bads. If you don't, suffice to say that the Great General of the Darkness is the series supervillain. Oh boy. Premiering in the final episode of the 1972 Mazinger Z, and starring in Great Mazinger, he takes everything Dr. Hell ever tried to do, and does it up to 11. And after the epic battles of the Impact, Koji Kabuto and his friends find themselves toe to enormous toe with him, and that's basically it. There was rumors of a second chapter of the series was planned, but after 11 years, yeah, you're probably never going to get it. So that's another one. Some battles take place in multiple other iterations, but you're still hungry for the face-off. Yeah, you're probably never going to get it. There's an anime apparently called Zambot 3. It does have an ending, but you don't want to think about it. I don't even know what the hell they're smoking about it. But I've never heard of it either. So apparently the 1977 mecha series, The Invincible Superman Zambot 3, by name. If you don't know it, I don't. You probably know it by its reputation. No, actually, I never heard of it either. Co-created and directed by Yoshiyuki Tomino. It's the missing link between the 70s super robots and the 80s real robots. It's also the source of one of the grimmest anime cliffhangers, though sadly you can probably extrapolate the most likely ending. The title robot belongs to a trio of kids led by Kapai Jin. Kapai and his fellow kids belong to a trio of alien families who escaped to Earth after the evil Gaizok decimated their planet. And now the families attempt to protect the people of Earth while enduring their hatred. The action suddenly comes to an end in a literal blaze of glory in episode 23. A real wrench for core counters expecting around a 26 or 52 episode series. But the real hit comes at the very end as what remains of the lead cast discovers just what's coming for them now that the final battle is over. Let's just say this is around when Kill 'Em All Tomino reputation really kicked off. So I'm guessing it's really grim. I just try to see if I can pull it up here. Let me check here. Hold on, because I have YouTube up. Let me see if I can pull this up. Zambot 3 ending. Okay. Okay. Alright, let me make sure I have my volume muted here. I don't need any copyright strikes or anything coming. I mean, I have earbuds in, but I don't know if they're going to block the sound from my microphone or not, so... Okay, so I'm guessing this is the exact ending here. Okay, yes, sun's rising. Okay. The robot's falling. Okay. Okay, the kid's calling out for his granddad, his dad... his grandma. Okay, he's calling out for all of his families. Did we do it? Did we fight well? Okay, this is actually kind of weirder than I thought. We just get... How long is this clip? Oh, Jesus Christ, 4 minutes long. Holy hell. I mean, I didn't understand what they're talking about. They're like, oh, it's a massive cliffhanger. And I'm thinking to myself, how's it a cliffhanger? What the hell is it a cliffhanger for? And I'm going through... I just realized I could took the freaking earpods out. Oh, never mind. Okay, I guess he splashed down. I guess he's in pain. What did we wasn't a waste, right? Or what we did wasn't a waste, right? Right? Okay. Well, what the hell? I don't understand this. This is almost like, what? Are you trying to say that, this is like the Zeta Gundam ending before Zeta Gundam ending was a thing? Okay, well, there's a robot in the water like we saw in the start of the... article. Yep, that's the exact shot from the article opening too. Okay, so Zambot 3's wow, okay. The robot looks like it's crying. Oh, that's adorable. That's just freaking adorable. The kid's crying on a beach or on the shore. It's cold. Okay, what is he dying? Look, if he's dying, just... Oh, come on, you got scratched in the arm? What are you, that weak? It's cold, Dad. Okay, he's crying. He's in pain. It's like he's close to death. I don't get this. This almost seems like Zeta Gundam's ending before Zeta Gundam's ending. When the hell did Zeta Gundam come out, anyway? I have to look at... Okay, so he's got a couple other scratches on him, like on his legs, and I think one on his torso. But, okay, this is seriously... This is seriously, what's going on here? Okay. Okay, alright. Oh, okay. I'm not getting it. I'll leave a link to this. You can pull it up and check it out. I'll leave a link to it. I'll make a note of that right the frick now. But Yeah, this is weird. Beyond weird. This is weird. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not exactly following this at all. It's sort of weird. Confusing. Okay, now we got a bunch of people coming up here in cars. Okay, so so the kid's a hero. Okay, is he alive? Is he dead? Okay, they're all thinking he's alive. So wait, is he dead or alive? What the hell's going on here? Is he dead? Is he alive? What the hell? Everybody just wants to come up there and hug him, but the two people that are with him are trying to stop him. And then the music plays. Okay. So they're playing music, and everybody's still running to try to thank the kid for saving them, and they're all stopped. They're trying to stop him from crowding around him because he's still what? I don't understand what the fuck it is I'm watching here. Okay, and big. And by the way, there is subtitles on this, so I'm literally reading the subtitles, which are basically the music right now. Okay, and he's opening up his eyes, and he's opening up his eyes, and he's looking around, and the bright lights shadowing down on top of everybody. It's okay. What the hell's going on here? And everything's just going to bright white, and that's where it ends. Okay, so what the fuck was that? 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 I don't want to think about it. What the hell was that? What the hell was that crap? Alright, so that doesn't even qualify as a fucking cliffhanger. I don't know what the hell was going on with that ending, so I'm gonna pass on that. Next, going up the list here. Sorry. Going up the list here. The original Cutie Honey ended on a dire note. Series Cutie Honey has a fair share of beginnings and endings with sequels, remakes, and live-action adaptations. Take any of the story that you want, but as concerns the original 1973 anime, it drops one of the classic anime cliffhangers. Episode 25, ominously titled A Poison Flower Shatters in Hell, doesn't bring the series to a close. If anything, it gives the sense that Honey Kitsuragi's battle isn't even close to finished. A menacing monologue over a psychedelic final scene reveals that she will be defeating herself and her loved ones for quite some time. Defending herself. Okay. Fortunately, the series isn't the be-all and end-all. Check out Cutie Honey Universe for a complete modern overhaul, blah, blah, blah. So that one basically is a cliffhanger that is no longer really a cliffhanger. So, okay, who cares? And, of course, number one here that started off this list, that freaking Zambot ending is gonna freaking... What the hell was that? No, don't come. He's still what? Asleep? Out of it? Dire? Dead? What? Open up your mouth and say, is he dead? Alive? Unconscious? In a coma? Not himself? What? Open up your words and speak something. English, goddammit. It seems like they wanted to say it's basically, what happened with, what the hell was his name in Zeta Gundam? Camille! I have to think there for a second. It's sort of like they're saying that what happened to him is what happened to Camille Bidon, where he was still alive, though he was basically a shell of his former self, because he was basically screwed. But okay. Nonetheless, the one that topped off this list at the start of it, the greatest cliffhanger we will ever get in anime, because it's one that can never be rectified. High School of the Dead died with its creator. So, not all the anime cliffhangers are designed or by design or cancellation. Sometimes the result is far grimmer than you want to hope. Daisuke Sato's High School of the Dead was a fan service-filled take on the zombie apocalypse genre. I never watched it, by the way. I'm not a fan of zombies. This band of intrepid survivors, consisting of a group of high schoolers and their nurse, brave the undead monsters known simply as them. Yeah, okay, sure, but whatever. I think I remember seeing clips of this, but I never liked it. Or was that High School DxD? Oh, who cares? Either way, I didn't really care. The series ended with the team on the run, or on a zombie-infested tropical island if you count the OVA Drifters of the Dead. So either way, they're either on the run or on a zombie-infested tropical island. Yay, zombies! Always with the zombies! I hate the frickin' zombies. Sadly, both the anime and manga are never to be completed. Sato died of ischemic heart disease, and I did probably mispronounce that, but I do apologize, in 2017, and the artist, Shoji Sato, decided it was best not to continue in his absence, which, yeah, technically I would agree on that, because you would just basically be doing it for shit's sake and nothing else. So basically you're taking what is essentially the series that you don't want to care about, and you're just trying to guess what the creator's goal was, the end goal, whereas you don't have an idea, you could actually make it worse. We kind of like to think the students are still out there, though, double-tapping their way through the apocalypse. Look, if they survive this long, they're eventually going to die. I mean, everybody has to die at some point. They're either going to wipe out the zombies, or they're going to die of old age or natural causes, or they're going to slip and fall down some stairs. I mean, I'm trying to remember which one it was I saw clips of. Was it High School of the Dead, or was it... I think it was High School of the Dead. I think that actually was. I remember seeing a clip somewhere where these two girls were in this hallway. They're like, "Oh, we'll be friends forever. Don't worry. We'll protect each other." And the one was about to get taken down the stairs by the zombies, and all of a sudden it's like, "Let go of me, bitch." It's like, "No, wait, we're friends for life." Yeah, I don't think so. She just kicks her down the stairs so the zombies can eat her, and then all of a sudden it's like she got stopped, and at the top of the stairway there was another set of zombie creature things anyway. So I'm not a fan of zombies, okay? I'm not into the zombie genre. I don't like that crap. I never did. I never will. As far as I'm concerned, zombies are an overglorified, screw you middle finger to everything in general. I don't like them. I never will. I never have. There, I said it. But yeah, those are the anime cliffhangers that left us wondering to this day. Well, yeah, okay, High School of the Dead, definitely because the creator took it to his grave. Yeah, that one took it to his grave. That one you're going to be wondering for life. Cutie Honey, I could definitely say if it's, it's not the end, it's not the be-all, end-all, because you have the universe for a modern overhaul of the show, so it probably gotta change it. Zambot 3, though, that one confuses the fuck out of me. Mazinger Z, yeah, okay, that one I could kind of agree with. And Penny and Stocking, I have no freaking clue here. I don't know, basically, but yeah, I mean, High School of the Dead, definitely, because that one... yeah, that one, basically, the creator took it to his grave. There's nothing you can do when the creator takes it to their grave when they die. It's, you're screwed either way. But yeah, I just do not get that Zambot 3 ending, though. What the hell? Was it basically Camille Bidon before Camille Bidon, or... I gotta look that up. When the hell did Zambot 3 come out, and when the fuck did Zeta Gundam come out? Let me check this. I know, hold on. Forgot I had the link there. I had the links too. Okay. Zambot 3. When did that come out? Okay, when did this come out? Okay, 1977, and its final episode aired March 25th, 1978. Okay. Now, when did Zeta Gundam come out? Because I'm getting the feeling they just ripped off Zeta Gundam. Zeta Gundam. Okay, Zeta Gundam came out March 2nd, 1985. Oh, wow, my mom's birthday. Nice. And it ended on February 22nd, 1986. Okay, so Zambot came out before. So Zeta Gundam ripped off Zambot. Oh! Oh! So what, did they just, like, all die at the end? Or... I don't understand this. I don't get it. What the hell's the point? Did they all die at the end? Did they all explode? Did they all come... I don't understand what the hell happened here. None of this makes any fucking sense to me. Not a goddamn piece of it. Yeah, okay, but this one came out before Zeta Gundam, so... Okay, so then Zeta Gundam ripped off this then. Had to have. It doesn't make any sense to me. What the hell is... None of this makes fucking sense to me. Not a goddamn piece of this made any fucking sense to me, at all. None. I'm trying to pull this up quick so I can try to, like, give you an idea here. How does this cockpit is destroyed and the rest of the Jin's family dies when their ship burns. Okay, so he lost his family. Alright, let's wait here. Let's see. The entire team, he's the only... Okay. Out of the entire team, Kapai is the only member to survive the final battle. As Uchita and Kekio perished in a successful suicide attack. Okay, so they kamikazed their ass. Chiyo Shiki is killed when Zambot Ace's right lower leg, which houses his cockpit, is destroyed, and the rest of Jin's family dies when their ship burns up while they are giving Kapai time to escape. Oh, okay. So that's it. So he lost everything. But yet you have a shit ton of people down there that were willing to thank you for saving their asses, that were so worried about you. I don't get this. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. The tragic end, there's reasons most... Okay. Most protagonists are killed in the tragic ending. For these reasons, Zambot 3 is regarded as the most important forerunner to the real robot anime. Okay. Okay, because everybody dies. Whatever. Alrighty, everybody, and that's going to do it then for me this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, it's been a fun, I want to say at least over an hour, probably. Definitely, knowing my luck. But yeah, hey, don't forget, though, like, comment, subscribe, check out my channel for more things. I don't know if I'm doing a Q&A in February, like I said. So if you want to submit your questions, I have a list up of questions. I have a list of them for the next Q&A. If it's going to be February or March, I don't know yet. So just submit your questions, and if it happens in February, it happens in February. If it doesn't, it'll happen in March. I don't know which yet. But yeah, feel free to submit your questions, and until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes. I'm checking out. I'm done for the day, baby. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and above all else, try to not fall into cliffhangers. Can't hold on much longer! Sorry, I just love that joke. I'll see everybody next week here on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Bye, everybody.